All right. So there's all this bullshit going on because some idiots were trying to make up shit since 2017. Let me tell you, I grew up religious. Giovanni grew up a different religion. So Giovanni uses, we had this discussion before because I was talking about my Roman Catholic upbringing. He goes, oh, the King James is the Bible. I'm like, no, you fucking dumb cunt. That's Protestant. That's Church of England. I said, no, we're brought up Roman Catholic. So strict Roman Catholic. And I am. I'm brought up religious. My whole family is. Except for the outcast, which is mum's sister, Robin Childs, Christy, her daughter, Christy Childs, and Shane Childs. Like I keep saying to people, they're not a good representation of the family. They're outcasts. Like, our priest, Father O'Grady, at our church at St. Aidan's, would not baptise Christy inside the church because her mother left her father. That's true. So mum wanted to get her niece baptised. I think it was mum's doing because we're Roman Catholic. We're strict Roman Catholic. I'm strict Roman Catholic. My mum was strict Roman Catholic. My twin sister Amanda Lee Fleming was strict Roman Catholic. My grandmother Lola May Keegan was strict Roman Catholic. Her whole family is strict Roman Catholic. Mum's cousin. You've got Sharon Newcomb. Can tell you about her mother got caned. So Mari Keegan, Nan's sister, she got caned by the nuns for not wearing her gloves on the way home from school. There was the cane at St. Aidan's when I was young. So there was people that got caned at St. Aidan's. So I grew up with the cane. That was abolished in the, 1988. 1988, I think it was. Got abolished. Anyway, but cane didn't hurt anyone being caned. And so I grew up with schools that had canes. It didn't hurt fucking anyone. These pussyfoot people now that can't get a strap across their legs. So I grew up with priests and nuns and brothers. Like I said, actually, I want to go and catch up with Father Henner, who's actually Bishop Henner, or he's retired now. He's gone to Armidale before he dies because his cousin baptised me in Blacktown Hospital when I was born. So there's two cousins. They're both priests. One of them went on to be a bishop. So Father Henner baptised myself and Amanda as soon as we were born. I've said this before. So as soon as we were born, our grandparents were such strict Roman Catholics. We were born premature. So the doctors straight away was like, the twins are not going to survive. They're going to die. So my grandparents rang the priest. So as soon as we came out and took our first breath, so we're alive, the priest baptised us. Otherwise, we would not be allowed to be buried on Catholic ground. Well, you have no idea how that has to be. We had to be baptised while we were alive. Otherwise, if we had have died, we could not be buried on Catholic ground. This is the upbringing. My great-grandmother, Mary, strict Roman Catholic. I've got her rosary beads. Mum used to say it was mother of pearl. I've got her rosary beads. Okay. I don't think the mother of pearl, but anyway, that's what Mum used to call them. I had all her artifacts too, all the statues of Marys and so forth. Who else? Well, okay. Mary, she's strict Roman Catholic. So is Julia Sayer was strict Roman Catholic because I don't think it changed for the British guy that she married. She married George Gurley Sayer. But Julia Ryan's mother was still French and her father was still Irish, and so she was still Roman Catholic. But just because she married an Englishman, she didn't change. The whole family stayed Roman Catholic because that's what happened. See, Bridget Dufresne was French. Matthew Joseph Ryan was Irish. They had Julia, May, and Annie. Julia married an Englishman. Julia had my great-grandmother, which is Mary. And all her kids, so Mary, even Uncle Fred, they're all Roman Catholic. So just because she married an Englishman, she didn't change her religion. The kids were raised Roman Catholic, not Protestant, because it comes from the mother's side, which is why we're Roman Catholic. So because it comes from the mother's side, the family. So yeah, so it's all straight down, strict Roman Catholic for hundreds of years. It goes right back. The French side, which is why Nan used to always, Mum never listens about Nan's great grandmother, but anyway, who cares? It's just history. Julia's mother's French, Julia's father's Irish. So they're Roman. I know that side. It's Dad's side. Dad's side a different religion. I think I don't know. Well, okay, I'll tell you how I know they're different religion because my Nana Ruby, so Ruby used to always go, oh, you Catholics, you tykes. She's go, you tykes. You tykes. Ask Dad's sister Sharon, you tykes, you sin on a Friday, repent on a Sunday. Well, I was always in church. We had to go to church. Wednesday was compulsory. So I had to go to church every Wednesday morning with school, and that was at St. Aidan's. So that's right up until April 1989. We're going to church on Wednesday. But we also had to go on a Sunday. So if we ever had horse events on, for an example, Jamboree in Castle Hill, we had to take time off for church and come back. Same as Kumara Pony Club, because we went to Kumara Pony Club in the suburbs of Sydney. Because we had the horses in Sydney. That's the thing, we have to keep repeating this. People are stupid. They keep focusing on Sydney after the Olympics. I'm like, Sydney was a horse city. Like, it was a horse city. Like, if you had horses, you could afford horses, you had them. We had horses growing up in Sydney. So, like, Sydney was a horse city. Like, my grandfather used to work his horses down at Harold Park Raceway. So, if you had money to have horses, you had them. Anyway, so, we had horses not far from Parramatta. Pop had his horses in Balmain. That's true. Mum's, cousin is a retired police officer. Brian Keegan can confirm that. So they're all Roman Catholic. So then I've had this shit in the last 10 years. Oh, Giovanni's religious. Like, Giovanni's a fucking weirdo. He's some Christian group. It's born again Christians. They're not Roman Catholics, man. They're weird. They're those freaks. Like door knockers. They're freaks. They're not normal people like Roman Catholics. They're like, you've only got 3 major religions, and you learn this when you study religious education, which is what I've done. There's only 3 religions. Okay? Okay, there's Islam, Judaism, and Roman Catholic. Everything else is a break-off or a spin-off, and they're not real religions. Okay, and as for your own religion, as even the priest will say, that you have to renounce. You renounce all false prophets. And that's why I've had this discussion with my dad's side all the time. They're like, oh, you don't support Islam. It's like, I'm Roman Catholic. I can't. Like, are you fucking stupid? I've got a tolerance of it because I'm raised understanding Islam. We have to. Because Roman Catholics, well, in my school, you did religious education. Religious education focused on 3 major religions. Okay. And plus, because Aramaic is in the Bible, because you've got to know the translation of the Aramaic. Hebrew is in the Roman Catholic Bible. You've got to know that as well. Okay, so there's parts of the Old Testament that you start learning first before you get into the New Testament when you're going from, I'm talking about as a 4-year-old. Like that's the thing. It's like, Christ almighty, like, Mum, you paid for my education. Like, fuck's sakes. What do you think I was doing? Goofing off all the time? That's what you thought. Seriously. What do you think I was goofing off all the time working on artwork? I just wasn't going to be a brown noser like Amanda. Grade 8 students. You want me to pass? I'll pass. That's all I'm doing. Well, you want to do better than that? Then treat me better. But I'll pass. I only have to pass, right? Yeah. Good. I'll pass. I'm not going to be Amanda. So fake. Thanks. So yeah. So anyway, Giovanni, bullshit religion. What is it? Born again Christian? Jehovah's Witness? Fuck me dead. Like, these people are cults. Latter-day Saint Mormon? We're here to talk about the word of Jesus Christ and Latter-day Saints. What the fuck, man? No, we're strict Roman Catholic. We're normal. We're a strict religious family. An absolute strict religious family. But we're normal religion. We're not some fucking psycho freaks like these weirdos that are just these Christian freaks. They're weird. That's weird shit. No. Thanks very much. No, we know all the Bible. That's like the same thing. Sosim, I can't believe this. Yeah, I wanted him as a saint's name back in 1991 when I was doing my Bible studies through St. Nicholas. So how this all started, like the saint up here. So this started back in St. Aidan's when we're knowing names. So you got to know all the names, what was Mark back in history, because this is modern Christianity, and you've got to go, oh my God, the education just in my own religion. It's like, okay, so modern Christianity changed the names and the wording because we've got old Latin and modern Latin, and how come Latin was formed and blah, blah, and why this was, and it was a breach of this, and there is a lot. It's like, man, you get as a 4-year-old, you are just getting educated to death in private schools. So, yeah, we learned Latin. Brukata noise. There we go. Blessed be he. Is Brukata Denoy. See, I can switch back into Roman Catholic schooling like that. That is Hebrew. Okay, that's in the Old Testament. Agustias is when making my first Holy Communion back in the mid-80s. Did I say that right? Lamb of God, you take away the sins of the world, grant us peace. Lamb of God, Agustios. Deus. And that was with Father O'Grady. at St. Aidan's. I don't know what the fuck Amanda remembers from school. Jesus Christ. You see, there's a difference between learning something and chasing grade A's. I learned, I moved on. I held and store information. Amanda kept chasing grade A's and didn't store information. There's a massive difference. It's like I wasn't focused on chasing and getting grade A's. I was focused on learning knowledge and absorbing knowledge and holding knowledge. My twin sister was so focused on being the best and getting the grade A's. Oh my God, but if I get a B, I wasn't. It was like, I just want to learn. I want to learn and absorb it and move on from it. And that's the complete difference between myself and my twin sister. We look completely different. She looks like my mum's side, I look like my dad's side. Like I look like a wog. She looks like, I don't know. I've had some people say she looks French. I don't know. No, I reckon she has real high cheekbones. She looks like English. You know, there's different. We are so chalk and cheese like you wouldn't believe in every aspect. It's like we weren't even twins, which we're not, because we're not identical. Like the way it is, we're two separate things. But she's always chasing these grade A's and just lost the information. Where I just learned and absorbed information and can still bring it back now as recall memory. My recall memory is fantastic. I can grab hold of a memory and recall it back. If it's something that's important, if it's this whole bullshit is like, no, don't worry, I remember your name. But if you're not really that important, I'm just going to, I need the space to memorize other things. You're just a root. So if I forget, it's like, what's your name again? Okay, bite the pillow type thing. Like that's my, it's my arrogant, pig-headed, arrogant behavior. If I just forget your name, I don't really give a shit. That's why. But if you're important to me, there's a difference. I'll make sure. If anything's important, I'll make sure I memorize and have recall memory. Right. Oh, it's been the same. So I can recall it. Like that. There's a difference. See, my twin sister was too busy trying to chase grade A's, where I just wanted to learn, store, and recall information. But she had to be, number one. So, yeah. Man has fallen asleep in her textbooks and you're in here working on artwork. Have you done your homework? Yep. Well, Mum always wanted to see it. Like, you want me to pass, right? I'm going to pass. Okay? Okay, fuck off. Seriously. So, yeah. He wasn't good at school. Yeah, I was. I just wasn't grade A Amanda because I refuse to chase grade A's. Refuse. I want information, store information, and be able to recall information. That's more important than me than what you write down on a piece of paper. Okay? Learning and keeping that knowledge and knowing it is more important than, oh my God, but I got an A. Yeah. So, anyway, separate to that. What else was there with the Roman Catholic upbringing? The names. So, okay, so you had to learn. So, Sosim or Sosum is actually a pope. It's a Roman Catholic pope. He's a saint. Okay, so was Justinian. So Justin, that's how. So when we're going for the names, Justin, Justin, but it's a Latin name. From the word justice that originates from Byzantine era of Justinian. Justinian is an Orthodox Roman Catholic saint, so therefore you can't use it. And my teacher said, and you're not going to have Justin. It's like, why not? It's like, because your confirmation name's got to be in with your actual birth name. So you're going to have what? You're going to have Justin Mark Fleming. It's like, okay. Well, then I wanted this one. And I wanted that one. And I was like, okay, I want to have a long confirmation name. Like, I want to have, Pedro Sosim. So, okay, well, Peter, you can do St. Peter. So, okay, so looking up St. Peter and meaning of it, so St. Payan. Payan was what? I'm doing Peter. So I did. And it was like Payan Sosim. Sosim Payan. So we focused on Sosim. It's like Survivor. He is a Roman Catholic. He's a Roman Catholic Pope. That was a saint. And how I know this? Because I went through strict Roman Catholic schooling. That's how. You had to learn the popes. You had to learn the pope that the Roman Catholic Church forbids to say that he was a pope. And that was Pope Alexandria, which is Lucrezia, the Borgia family. Lucrezia's father, and they burnt so the Roman Catholic Church burnt that Vatican down to the ground because of all the sex parties that he had in there. So you got to learn everything. Like you got to learn history. So it's massive. It's a massive amount of schooling. So what people don't realize is like it's massive. Like private schooling. When I went through private schooling, it's massive. Like huge, especially when you're a religious family. It's massive. So holding all information and storing it was much more important to me than chasing a grade A. It was knowing information to be able to recall the information when I needed it. And that's what I did. Everything I've said is the truth. The entire lot. Like I brought up about that we were strict Roman Catholics, that the priest was there when mum was giving birth. The priest was there when mum was giving birth. Okay? It's there. Okay? And look, if you want to get technical too, like anything to do with our life is meant to be going for the Roman Catholic Church. Because you want to go old school, everything that used to happen, so your marriages and everything was handled for the Roman Catholic Church. They're the ones that went through, you know, your birth, deaths and marriages and said, okay, well, they've been married to this person. Now we're changing on the documents. Here's the birth certificate. On the birth certificate, it will have the confirmation. Who made the confirmation? Bishop Kevin Manning. It'll have this. What's the confirmation name? Blah, blah, blah. What priest did this? What priest was at the birth? Justin had 2 christenings. Justin was baptized as soon as he was born in Blacktown Hospital by Father Henner, but then they had a naming ceremony at St. Pat's Church in Blacktown. At this date, there's 2. It should be 2 listed here. Already had this discussion with the Roman Catholic Church. Okay, that's how it should be. So there should be we go back to the old school, the Roman Catholic Church handled everything. It's much better. So Roman Catholic Church did, you know, okay, Justin Mark Fleming and Amanda Lee Fleming, there's their parents, baptized, Blacktown Hospital, 7th of April 1979 by Father Henner. Okay, then at this date they had a naming ceremony as a second christening, but they were already baptized already as soon as I was born. At this date, that was done at St. Patrick's Church in Blacktown. Then it's this, then they've made this, then they went through this schooling, then they've made their confirmation here in this church by this bishop. Okay, then they've gone on to do this, then they've gone married. They married this person, was married by this priest at this church, and it's all listed here. It goes down. It works so much better than these plebiscitarian shit of these, you know, uncouth people that are just dragged up with their ridiculous, you know, public school system upbringing. They're fucking such plebs. Oh, it's like my fucking cousins. But yeah, French. Yes, I keep having this debate with Amanda. Yes, Amanda, you did Indonesian. That's right, because you were so under Carol's control that the teacher that introduced Indonesian was one of the people that Mum knew from the horse industry. Okay, and you were just sucking up her ass. But the curriculum, okay, the long-standing curriculum of Our Lady of the Rosary College, French was part of the curriculum, 1992 and 1993, year 7 and 8. Now, you could take it for your major in year 9 and 10. However, I wanted to do commerce as my major with, was it Peter Tryon? Okay, so I want to do commerce, money. Okay, so you did Indonesian. But Indonesian was only introduced for the first time at Our Lady Rosary College back in 1992. French was part of the curriculum for a very long time. And once Mrs. Campbell left Our Lady Rosary College, so did Indonesian. Okay? Do you understand yet, Amanda? Okay, your brother did French. You did Indonesian. Okay? And there was 2 French teachers. One of the French teachers I actually had for music. That was Miss Craig. Excuse me. Miss Davis or Davies or Davids. There was Davies and Davids and whatever at school. One was my fabulous English teacher that I adored. Who had the short hair. That was Miss Davids, I think. And the other one was my French teacher. I think that was Miss Davies. The English teacher was the one, so I had 2 English periods for year 9 and 10 at the end of each Wednesday. And on the other schedule, it was 2 art class. So it was either with Judy Ball or Miss Gill. Miss Gill was fantastic because I used to know her son, Bradley Gill. Oh, sorry, her brother, not a son, fuck. Her brother, Bradley Gill, for the musicals. And so Wednesdays was my day that I just needed. It was my shopping mall day, coffee day, snobby cunt kid day with all the private school kids in the auditorium at the arcade where we used to sit there and drink latte. So all the people that were involved in the orchestra, acting classes, theatre, musicals, and so forth. We always used to get together on a Wednesday before we went to I had acting schools, dance lessons on a Wednesday. I had dance lessons, acting class, they were all Wednesdays. Okay, rehearsals for musicals, and that was all Wednesdays. That was my Wednesdays. Okay, so yeah, Anything else? Because, yeah, dickheads. I told you the truth for 10 years. Oh, by the way, glasses. Okay. Oh, can't believe it. You know what? Fucking the bullshit that I've heard. I wish the fuck I never met that fucking Giovanni. Justin talks Italian because of Giovanni. No. Justin talks Italian because in 1995 he learnt Italian. Actively learning Italian as part of his year 10 art major. Okay, my studies on Florence, my studies on Rome. You can see this in my artwork in the 5 paintings I did, including stucco. You can see that on the painting, I learned a painting format of stucco. Then in 1996, studying fine arts at TAFE College. Okay, Justin learnt it. Justin's also heard it growing up. Okay, been around that circle. Right. And what else? Because this is insane. What people matter. Oh, Justin wears glasses. Yeah, Justin actually, first prescription glasses was done in 1990. Justin was at his grandmother's house in 23 Bangalow Street, Ettalong Beach, at the beach. They just come home from actually going to the reptile park in Gosford. Dad was still with Annette back then and had the bungalow area of the house on Ettalong Beach. So we're at Dad's little sort of like, he had like a small little house with the main house there. I'm sitting on Dad's bed, I'm reading a book that we just brought for the reptile park. And the same thing that happened today when I did my glasses on. The words were going fuzzy. Okay. And I said, Dad's like, what's wrong, son? So the words keep going fuzzy. I've got to get my eyes had to focus. I remember this. And he goes to Annette, because Annette was his partner then, Annette Craven, from Penrith, from the Riff. And yeah, Annette said, like Dad said, Dad said to Annette, I think Justin needs glasses. Took me in, got my eyes tested, I needed glasses. But would I wear them? No way. Okay, no way. It was the friggin', like it was like 1990. It was like out of the 80s. It was the biggest, dorkiest thing you'd ever seen. I didn't start wearing my glasses until, the end of the 90s. The end of the 90s. And you can see that. But there's actually my NIB Health Fund for 1999. You can see prescription glasses are on it. I would never let anyone know I needed glasses to read. And then my left eye got damaged when I was mugged after work, so it even affected more. There is no way in hell I'd let anyone know I needed glasses to fucking read. Are you kidding me? Jesus Christ, Mr. Vane. Well, no way. No. I would rather struggle and sit closest to the blackboard to see than bring my fucking glasses to school. No way in hell would I ever let people know I needed glasses to read. And that's true. So what else? Oh, by the way, on the NIB documents as well, you're going to see the amount, like I used to be a strict gym. And you'll see that gym, sports gear and so forth, it's all there. So I've been going to the gym most of my life until basically I stopped in 2014 when Professor Bruce said, look, stop going to the gym. We need to seriously keep track of your lactic levels in your blood because it's not lowering. Basically, they're not lowering down to a normal level. So my lactic levels in the blood, which if you're a gym person, that when you lift weights, your lactic levels in your blood goes up, but it's supposed to go back down. Mine weren't going back down. So I stopped going to the gym, and he kept testing my blood, and over a period of over a year. And so they test drugs, alcohol, everything in your blood, and there was nothing that was thrown out. And these tests were done pretty, often to see what was going on. And the levels of lactic levels in the blood were staying high, and at one stage the keratin levels as well. So that was causing some muscle damage and fatigue. So we found that out. And then I didn't bother going back to the gym, which you can see. It's all explainable if people actually listen to me. Okay? Oh, and my highest heavy weight when I was really toned back when I used to cut. So I used to do things to cut back. Duro from work would know this. So one of the security guards, Duro from work, he was actually a bodybuilder, security guard at Star Casino. He used to cut back. I used to get tips from him how to shred body fat. But then I would go to Bills to Fullers in North Sydney and do an 8-week detox, meaning food detox. So I'd have to cut coffee. And if I cut coffee out of my life, you would know I'm doing a detox because I'll be screaming at you. I will be fucking yelling the place down. The migraines. So first few weeks I'm in agonising pain for not having coffee because I'm breastfed on coffee. And that's a fact. Okay, getting up as a kid at the place in Rudy Hill, we had coffee. We had proper coffee then. I don't know what Mum's on about. We had fucking that drip coffee, that little porcelain thing that she used to have. you used to put the filters at the top, put the coffee in the top, and used to come through the filters and drip down into it wasn't glass, that little glass thing you make coffee. Oh, she figures the fucking 80s or something. Oh, what the fuck's wrong with her? Anyway, and she figures what? The guys down the road there on Ridder Hill Road that used to have the coffee, just down from the corner where we used to get the scallops and fish and stuff from, down there. Anyway, yeah, ever since she got with the fucking Rackley's, she forgot how to behave. So, detoxing. So then it would be like, I've got to cut all red meat. I'm doing lemon on fish, steamed vegetables, getting up in the morning. Okay, so if I can have like grains, so what type of grains I can have for breakfast, and I'll be using freshly juiced juice instead of milk over that. Yogurt has to be a certain type of yogurt, so full on detox, then take the supplements while I'm doing it. I was doing this for like 8 weeks and I'm just completely shred. So it also brings back your body to an alkaline level where everything's normal, your bowels start working, your hair looks great, your eyes look great, and so forth, things like this. So it's really good health wise, but you're cutting out pasta, you're cutting out processed foods, you're cutting out complete no sugar at all. You cut out like pastries, everything. And I used to do this all the time, to the point that when I actually met Giovanni Craig Consalvo. And by the way, his mother's name's Dawn Carpenter, so let's not fucking sugarcoat it. She's a convict Scottish. His mother's convict Scottish. So, when I first met him in 2008, I was doing one of my big detox. To the point that I went over to a friend of his for a party, and I was like, Christmas time, and he's like, well, Justin can't have that. He doesn't drink alcohol. And it's just like, the fuck? Who are you going out with? Like, is he Mormon or something? It's like, oh no, well, I don't really drink anyway, but I'm not eating carbs, I won't do this. It's like, just have your party. I'm like, so like, I'll be fine. I'm just having, like, I was having water, whatever. I'm doing a detox. And I'll just cut everything back to completely ripped, but I have like pretty much my two pack again, and just shred all body fat off me and be going for the gym during this process as well. And that's all confirmed. I was massive, like in getting, shred and back and fit. So at one stage, so you can see in my, not one stage, it was predominantly, my weight was always around 73 kilos. My waist was tight, and I still wore the same clothes that I would do then, but I can't fit into them. I just won't part with them because one day I think I'm going to lose the weight that I've just put on in the last. Well, I'd love to say I've recently put it on, but I put it on 5 years ago. So I put it on 5 years ago, and it wasn't gradual either. It was within 6 months. It literally, well, it was after I was traumatized in 2017, absolutely traumatized, like you would not believe in 2017, and I just stopped focusing on anything that was important to me. So after I was traumatized in 2017, didn't know what to do. I was so traumatized with the lies that were said about me, and it was just absolute lies, and I just didn't know what to do, and I just stopped focusing on anything that was important to me, which means my weight was one of the things that just was let go. I mean, I was getting up every morning and having fattening foods, which I never have. Because my normal routine would be getting up, waking up, having lemon water, warm lemon water. And then I would have a tea to rehydrate. And then I would have an 8-cup coffee. So that's so meaning an 8-cup espresso in coffee. And that's my, until I woke up. So it's get up at 8, alert by 10. Then I can focus. So I have to get up. I have my warm lemon water. So I also have like a tea just to rehydrate some more, and then it's my 8 cups of coffee, and then I'm awake. Okay, it's 10 o'clock. Okay, bang into it. I was like, to me, don't look. I'm up at 8, but I'm not alert to 10. So you're going to get nonsense out of me. So just leave me be. I need those hours to, it's gradual with me. It's this gradual step. Don't think I'm a morning person, because I'm not. I'm a night person. It's gradually. If you poke the bear too soon, you're gonna have me get the shits.